I'm Evelyn, and I'm a geoholic.
How about that? That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That is pretty good. Oh my gosh. It was dealer's choice tonight. So I went with this one, and what you're going to tell us about here in a second.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, welcome back to Geoholics, episode 212.
212.
212 indeed. And we have a fun one lined up tonight.
We are going to have some fun. I am confident of that.
Like, we had fun last show, but I think this one's going to top the last show.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that last show, it was a little personal because
it got personal.
Michelle Pauley came in and asked us some questions.
She did.
And I have a feeling this also may get a little more personal, but probably not in a...
not in a personal kind of way.
In a personal kind of way.
Oh, man. So much going on. We have a lot of content in the pipeline right now.
Yeah, we do.
We're getting caught up, though.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll be, our buddy JH will get us caught up.
JH has been doing a great job.
Shout out to JH in Pakistan, man.
Yes.
He just takes care of business.
Love
on the
that guy.
editing side.
He has made your life so much better.
He really has, you know.
You send him Christmas cards and stuff now? Birthday?
I don't know if Christmas is appropriate, but
yeah, probably not. Ramadan or something,
whatever. Also, you don't get a card for that, but sure,
you stop eating or something, don't you?
I'll find out when his birthday is, and we'll go with that.
We'll go with that one. Good idea. What's new, man?
Oh, nothing much. What was last weekend?
Last weekend, the Masters.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
It was a big.
Well, I mean, it was
weekend.
Awesome, but it wasn't. It was kind of anticlimactic, actually.
Yeah, it did, and it also we had a company outing at the Phoenix Rising game. Oh, beautiful night! Awesome to get the folks out. Had about 80 Alta folks out watching the local soccer.
Anybody
games.
get overserved and make complete asses out of themselves?
If they did, it was after I left.
Oh, okay.
As it should be.
Was Dylan there?
There may have been a Dylan sighting at the after party.
Okay.
I encouraged everyone to go to Walter Station afterwards.
Great idea. Great location. Yeah.
And then the next night, a good friend of mine, Ted, his daughter is a senior graduate level softball team for ASU. Took Evelyn over there and watched the game. Watched the softball game. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I like getting her out, seeing different stuff.
Yep. Get her interested in something other than
just seeing it, you know. So, it was a lot of fun. What about you? What's new?
Cool. I had a really good weekend. Yeah, watched a lot of golf. Made some money this weekend on golf, actually.
Oh, nice.
Which was good. You made some money.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still owe you that money.
You do?
Okay. Send me your Venmo.
I won't.
I have other uses for it.
It'll end up in the wrong hands.
Based on the pre-show conversation. Other than that, I don't think I told you when I was in Sacramento a couple weeks ago at a conference, I met Mark Cuban.
Did you really?
Yes, because the hotel where the conference was right across from the King Stadium.
Okay.
And
they were in town that night?
Nice hotel. So the Kings, of course, but Dallas was in town. They were there for 4 days because they had like a back-to-back. They played like on Tuesday and then they played on Friday or something like that. So they were like camping out in the hotel. And I was walking up to one of the rooms where one of the sessions was, and here's Mark Cuban, another guy sitting right there on the couch. And I'm like, am I going to be the guy to walk up there and shake his hand?
Of course you are.
I am.
Yeah,
so
you
up
are
there,
that guy.
like Mr. Cuban, big fan, blah, blah, blah. Good luck, in the season. And he was really cool. Super cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And I didn't necessarily meet them, but Nokic, what's his name?
Nokic?
Yeah. He was there. Saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Are you talking about Luka? Are you talking about Luka Doncic?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was there too. I mean, you could tell.
Top 5 player in the league.
Yeah. He was. I didn't meet him though. I can't say I met him. I'm
not a Luka fan, but that's just the bias in me.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Other than that, not a whole lot to report on.
All right, good.
I feel like we just recorded yesterday.
I know, right?
And my memory's so short, I don't even know. So tell us about the opening number.
Oh, man. That was a gentleman called Gary Clark Jr.
Big fan.
Yeah, big fan.
Big
I'm
fan.
glad you chose this. Has this been on the
Never.
First time on the show? First time
time.
on the playlist?
Yep.
Nice. That was a song called Come Together, a Beatles cover.
Mhm.
Gary Clark Jr. is a Grammy Award-winning musician known for his mastery of blues, rock, soul, and R&B. Hailing from Austin, Texas. Actually, I'm going there tomorrow.
You are
for
indeed.
A conference. Yeah.
Yes.
He grew up surrounded by music, learned to play guitar at an early age. His style is often described as a fusion of traditional blues with contemporary elements, incorporating influences from artists like Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, my favorite, and B.B. King. He continues to tour extensively and release music that pushes the boundaries of blues and rock, cementing his status as a modern-day icon in the music world.
Unbelievably talented.
Those are rock or guitar gods
Yep.
on Mount Rushmore, and I mean I haven't seen him live. Have you seen him live?
Have not
Ooh,
seen him live. No, I have not. But he was just on Joe Rogan about 10 episodes ago. And
cool.
If you want to learn everything you want to know about Gary Clark Jr., I would highly recommend you check out that episode.
Nice. Where are we at here?
We are in the David Evans and Associates studio this evening. Welcome, everyone. At DEA, they join their clients to make a positive difference. DEA is recognized leader in the design and management of complex transportation, land development, water resources, and energy projects nationwide. They combine the talents of engineers, surveyors, planners, hydrographers, landscape architects, and natural resources scientists to provide their clients access to a complete range of services. Really long sentence there. DEA is consistently ranked among Engineering Record's top 100 peer design firms in the U.S. and among leaders in many of their local markets. To find out more, simply visit DEAINC.com.
Nicely done.
Yeah, not too bad. Next up, we have the Geomax Weekly Service Pro Tip. To find out everything you want to know about Geomax, simply go to geomax-positioning.com. What do you got for us this week?
All right, here we go. I'm not sure. We'll talk about this one in a second, so I'm not sure about it. Here's the quote. The fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already the way you want to be.
Okay.
That was Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn.
Interesting comment coming from him in particular.
Yeah.
As it pertains to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
What does that say about you and I?
I'm not sure. Maybe it means we need to hang out with other people.
Maybe it does. I don't know. So what's your comment? You don't like that comment?
No, I mean,
I kind of like it. I think it makes sense. You don't want to surround yourself with idiots.
I don't take it that way.
Unless you're a comedian.
Yeah, and we'll get to one in a second. I don't know. I guess I thought maybe I'm assuming it's change yourself for the better, or I always think of it like you're always gonna either go up or down to the people around you.
Yes, 100%.
But I
totally agree with that.
I don't know. I guess it just something that doesn't sit right with me. As I'm having trouble verbalize what it is. Whether I guess I'm envisioning I want to be in this club of douchebags. Let me go hang out with the douchebag and be a douchebag is kind of how I see the other side of that. Yeah. Or I guess you can't just hang out with people and change who you really are. Is the other thing?
Who you really are?
Yeah, you are who you are, and. Because I'm sure there's another quote out there that says, regardless of who you hang out with, you'll still go back to where you started.
That's probably
or some
true.
shit like that. So,
yeah, I'm sure you're right. Who's doing the job of the week? You want to do it?
I want to do it. I saw what this is. I wanted to do it.
All right. For the GeoSearch job of the week this week, producer Sean, what do you got?
Okay. This is a opening for a junior geographic information system analyst.
Technical.
We don't get a lot of these. GIS analyst. So about this company, Northwest Atlantic is the premier provider of comprehensive real estate advisory services for Costco wholesale across North America.
Yep.
With 8 offices throughout the U.S. and Canada, Northwest Atlantic provides dedicated, skilled professionals with firsthand knowledge of North American markets. Why work at Northwest Atlantic, you ask? Have a passion for maps and analytics? Enjoy manipulating data?
Yep.
Love your trips to Costco?
Nope.
Northwest Atlantic is the company for you. They're an organization dedicated to providing unparalleled real estate advisory services. The GIS team is essential to the success of Northwest Atlantic and is recognized a recognized leader in providing superior demographics and market study services.
Something like that.
The junior is this? How do you say this word? Demographer?
Demographer.
This person is,
I think demographer.
The junior demographer, the geographic information analyst will generate geographic information for assigned regions, prepare computer-generated maps and reports, and provide administrative support to the local deal makers.
Mm-hmm.
Salary range, 65 to 75K a year.
That's not so bad
Not
for a
too shabby
junior
for a
person.
junior demographer.
Yeah. No. Or a demographer.
Or a demographer.
Either way, that's not bad.
Yeah. So,
Good.
if you want to find out more, go to geosearch.com. Hit the search.
Indeed. Yep. And you will find the junior geographic information systems analyst there. All right. Let's get our guest
Enough
in
of
here.
these shenanigans, right?
Enough of the shenanigans. Let's get our guest in here. We're going to do self-introduction here in just a second. But of course, this week's guest is sponsored by Airworks. To find out everything you need to know about Airworks, simply go to airworks.io. Those guys are doing some really cool stuff when it comes to demography.
Absolutely.
All right. We've got Guy Hanna with us this evening. So, Guy, before we get into this, real quick, just self-introduction, kind of who you are, what you do, and what's your favorite sandwich?
All right. What's up, y'all? My name is Guy Hanna. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a stand-up comedian, singer, poet, and MC. So I do it all. If it's with my voice, I can do it. I started stand-up 15 years ago.
Wow.
And I started singing at 13.
Really?
So, yeah, I used to sing in a little jazz band.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was fun, singing all those beautiful songs.
Yeah.
Girls go crazy over the singers. That was back in the day.
I used to think that.
Do they go crazy for the comedians?
Yeah, they go crazy for the comedians, too.
Okay. All right, nice.
But don't be too funny, because they'll say you funny your way out of relationships too. I'm scared you're gonna talk about me.
I am.
My favorite sandwich has always been, so being from New Orleans, we don't have sandwiches, we have po' boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
So my favorite po' boy will always be a hot sausage po' boy.
Oh, sounds amazing.
You're going to have to tell me a little bit about what
Okay,
a
first of
sausage
all,
po' boy is.
We don't know what it is. That's how dangerous it is.
Oh,
All right, it'll kill you. It'll clog your heart. It's the best tasting death in history. And they do it in patties, which is even more perfect.
Patties, really?
Yes, me and my mom
Interesting.
used to order one all the time, and we would split it in half.
Oh my gosh.
And it comes with lettuce, tomatoes, and all the dressing, as we call it.
Yeah.
Dressing on top, and they stuff it completely. And as soon as you take a bite, you regret it in about 2 hours. Like, I tried eating one. I remember I went home at 37. I tried to eat one at 37 years old. I thought about all the bad things I did in life after I ate it, but it was so, so good. So I think that would be my favorite sandwich.
I like it. What's your Sean?
Oh, I am a meatball hoagie guy.
Are you now?
Oh man, that everyone. If anyone knows me personally, knows that I am usually good for a meatball sandwich at wherever we go.
Interesting.
What about you?
Peanut butter and jelly.
That's like the
Taking
worst
it back
answer.
to the basics, huh?
Back to the bay. I mean, like if I had to live on one sandwich, it would be peanut butter and jelly. I could eat peanut butter and jelly every single day. Not think twice. It's like the 4 food groups or something like that, isn't it?
Pizza, PB&J, beer, and mezcal.
That would do it. That is all I need.
That's all I need.
That is all I need.
And I think that's all you've had in the last 10 days.
Well, yeah, that's why I got to turn this way because the profile isn't good right now.
That's why I wore black, everybody. So you can't notice. Black is
Smart
slimming.
man.
So-
Smart man.
Here's the other thing. The stripes are horizontal versus vertical. This is not doing me any good right now.
What is this, your first show? You know that the thing in front of you is what you got to talk into.
No, it
People can't hear
that
you.
added to it. That just added to the podcast.
Episode
there.
212.
Like everybody listening can see what I'm talking about. Sorry, so you said you started comedy like 15 years ago.
15
Yeah,
years ago.
talk a little bit about we always like the origin stories here. So
Origin
you just
stories.
woke up one day and be like, fuck, I'm funny.
So a lot of people always told me that I like to get in people's faces and talk. Like I don't have no boundaries, and I was funny when I was doing it. And it started way back when I was in Job Corps. So this is like 2004. And there's this old man, he used to smoke by the smoking bridge because he was always panicking about something that was happening inside Job Corps, right? He was finally retiring. And I used to talk in class a lot. And he was like, you know what? We're going to have you do something before I go. He's like, you got to make fun of me before I go. So I wrote all these jokes and I made fun of him by him being at the smoking bridge. He was like a real tall white guy. And he always looked like he was panicking about something. And I made fun of him, and everybody was like, you should be a stand-up comedian. So that's kind of how it started. And my background is awful. Like, you can't be a stand-up comedian without having a terrible background.
Right.
It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
So, like, I think laughter has always been my way, singing, entertaining in general.
Sure.
Okay. Nice.
Because I like to dance, too. I used to be a break dancer and all that stuff. And I know looking at me, you really can't tell. But, yeah, I was a great break dancer at one point.
Dude, breakdancing was a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a big deal. I had this buddy of mine. He, middle class, white from Chicago, but he was in this breakdance group with these black guys that lived in Cabrini Green, which in Chicago, that was like one of the worst places to live, right? But my buddies, he was like the only white guy in this breakdancing group. And every weekend, he would go to Cabrini Green. They would take the train into the city and they would breakdance like on the corners in downtown Chicago and make a bunch of money, right? And he was really freaking good. But it was the weirdest thing, being the only white guy in this group. And every weekend, going to Cabrini Green. So I went to Cabrini Green one time to meet him and these guys and take the train downtown. And I'm like, that was the scariest shit ever. Like, I will never do anything like that again. I have no idea how I survived that night.
Well, you couldn't break dance your way out of it. So
there's no way. No, there's no dancing in these legs. That's for sure.
That's
none.
I did not expect that you would have a relatable breakdancing story tonight. But
yes.
That's like me having a swimming story. Like one time I went swimming.
That's what time.
Or curling. A curling story.
Yeah, that would be like, oh, you're a curler? Oh man, my family grew up curling.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about, all right, so someone said you should totally be a comic, and you're like one of the only guys that said, okay, I'll actually do that. How did you go from there, and how did it evolve?
Well, so for me, I like poetry.
Okay, yeah.
But I would write it, and I would go to this poetry night, and these guys on stage, especially these black guys, they are powerful with their poetry, and they make people, and they go crazy. They start a revolution, and women start
over poetry.
Yeah, over poetry, and it's always the same thing, because it's like they always talk about the same thing. The white man did us this, women did us that, and I can't do this because of this.
Yeah,
and they put it so poetically that you like start crying for them, like you feel the story. And mine was like stupid. I couldn't write nothing passionate, because there's nothing passionate about me, but there's funny things about me. So that's how I read it. And one day the guy was like, man, you can't get up there doing funny stuff after everybody's sad. I was like, wait, what? He's like, I need these people crying, sad, and thinking about their life before they leave here. I need women thinking about all the mistakes they made to the black brothers. And I was like, I'm sorry. So I just stopped going. And then this guy told me about some open mics. And I was like, open mics? I was like, okay, I'll try. So I went up there with all these jokes. It was stupid. The first joke was about a Popeye flavor condom.
No, you're not. You're gonna have to give us that, because I'm sorry.
Oh Lord,
it's evolved a lot over the years. It had a Pokemon evolution, but it just started off about racism. I was like, it's hard. It's hard to get head from a black girl unless you got on a Popeye flavor condom, and then it was awful. And then I had a Smeagol bit about how I wanted to chop my girlfriend's legs off. Because I like Smeagol, the character, because I really love my girlfriend, but I really wanted to chop her legs off. And it was just like a thing I would do. She loved it. I would do it around the house. And that was like one of my first jokes. And then all of a sudden I evolved a lot because I got around funnier people than me, of course, because you need to hang out with people that's funnier than you.
So you got to tie it back to the quote. You got to hang out with the people that.
You can't be a killer without hanging out with our killers. You know what
I mean? Okay.
Unless you're a psychopath.
Which that quote is so good, because I won't hang out with people with small penises, because I
just can't relate.
Because birds of a feather. I'm not trying to be that bird of that feather. All my friends, top notch.
It's awesome. That is awesome. So did you have influences when it comes to comedy?
Patrice O'Neal was kind of my favorite influence. Cat Williams set.
Oh yeah.
Cat Williams is a 5-minute and a 38-second set that I base still to this day all my comedy behind.
Interesting.
Oh, really?
Because every 8 seconds he is popping. He's killing them.
Yeah.
And he's just, because I'm more fast paced.
Mhm.
I don't like the slow kind of comedy.
Yep.
If I tell you a story about a strip club, it won't have one joke. It's going to have like layered jokes, and ending jokes going to be funny too.
Yeah.
So, because I'm too scared of silence.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue. I don't
Interesting.
like silence.
Yeah, and it feels like
Interesting.
some comedians, they're, I don't know if they're confident about it, but they can just get up there and say something and then it'll be silent and then people just start laughing for no reason. And then it just kind of evolves from there. And I don't understand how I could, I mean, not a comedian, but man, that would terrify me.
So do you think
Crickets, right?
Yeah. And that's the thing, when you have the silence, to me it's awkward because I'm like, they came there to laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're paying me, so it makes it worse that you're silent right now. So I want people to experience. My whole thing is, you know how they say they try to kill you with comedy? I'm literally trying to kill you with comedy.
Yeah.
Because I want you to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
So I'm more of the fast-paced type comic.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like short attention span like me. That's the kind of comedy I relate to. Those long, drawn out ones, it's like you lose me about 15 seconds in, you know?
But that's the goal. That's how it is, because you notice the silence.
Yeah.
They say in comedy, you got a marker. So 15, 35. And then once you get to a minute, you're on your knees with a promise ring joke, trying to please pay attention to me. And now everybody got doo-doo-doo-doo type of TikTok brain. Oh, Lord. You know, you got to hurry up and be fast paced, which in my 7th year increased my writing skills because
Interesting.
I didn't know social media was going to be so in the head. It's because it's mostly in your head. Because you get the ringtone, you're like, oh, let me check that. And then all of a sudden, 7 years later, you didn't scroll down, your kids didn't grow up, you know, your wife didn't left you, like, oh, what's going on with TikTok? You know, like.
Yeah. Have you ever done that thing where you like look at your phone will tell you how long you spend on these? It's awful.
Yeah, my phone tells me things I could have accomplished.
Yeah.
You could have been Batman. You could have been a lawyer.
Here's what your retirement account would look like. Had you not spent 7 hours a day on TikTok.
You could have been a man, but you're not now.
Your children could have looked up with you in admiration.
That's what my phone
that's
does,
awesome.
man.
Do you think anybody could be a comedian, or do you think it takes a certain kind of person?
I think it takes a certain caliber of psychosis.
Interesting.
You have to be crazy. The whole idea of comedy is completely insane.
Yeah.
I want to go to a place where no one knows me, stand on stage for 5, and I don't know if you know this, but 5 minutes when you first start feels like an eternity. And you don't even want to know what 10 minutes feel like.
Yeah.
But 5 minutes, I want people that I have no clue who they are to laugh at me.
Yeah.
And not only are they laughing, but they're connecting with me from 1 to 30 seconds to agree what I'm about to say. That's craziness.
Wow. So do you know early on whether or not you're going to connect with the audience or not?
Yeah. When you first walk through the door, you do that scan and you're like, oh, this ain't gonna work, you know?
All right. Let me ask. You walked in this door about 15 minutes ago and you looked at these two jokers. Be honest. Did you think the same thing?
No. Y'all look like degenerates. Y'all hide it real well. You know? I saw the bottle of tequila. I was like, yeah, this is great. Yeah. It's weird because like I've been a lot of places, and when, like places like Yuma. You go to Yuma.
Yeah, you mentioned going to Yuma.
Yeah, you go to Yuma and you just think, wow, how am I going to make it in Yuma?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of old white people.
That's what everybody that lives there says.
Yeah. How they make it?
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
Like the
What
old
am I
white
doing
people
here?
don't like the old white people. Like it's weird. You know? So, but when you get there, you feel this love and this warmth. I did 400 people. You could just feel it. You know the energy. They're there to laugh. They're there to listen.
Yeah.
And the alcohol helps too.
Sure.
But, but that's what they're there for. And in some rooms, you go to Prescott. I did a room in Prescott. And this guy opened the show with a gay joke. And this dude with like all the military. I did World War I, World War II. I fought the aliens and all this stuff, all on his hat and all the badges. And he got up and he was like, I don't want to hear that. I'll punch your face with my fist. And I've never been so scared in my life because I was like, all right, let me change my set.
Yeah, get rid of all the gay jokes.
Yeah. Because that's another thing. When you get good enough, if it doesn't work out, you could just switch the setup.
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine.
That's going to be hard to do. I mean, your mind has to work in a way that most people's don't. Like to be able to switch gears like that. Like, that's amazing.
I'm clean. I do clean comedy and I do what people consider regular. I'm not blue. I'm not black or blue at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more PG 17, 18.
What's blue?
Blue is like Jeselnik. Like, you know Anthony Jeselnik?
I don't know.
Blue is like
oh, I do. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's more like the R word and talking about death and
okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I can't do that stuff.
Yeah,
because it doesn't click in my head.
Yeah,
first of all, so I can't write nothing about it.
Yeah,
you know, and abortion jokes. Of course, I won't never do those. You know, because that's weird to me.
Yeah,
so I can't do that. But people, they can pull it off, and it's funny. Girls have more of those jokes than guys.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Don't do abortion jokes in Arizona right now. Not a good idea.
No.
Moving on.
Political.
Not a good idea. I don't need nobody protesting.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Carlson Software. Founded in 1983. I think I've been using them since 1983-ish. Mm-hmm. Carlson Software is a privately owned international market leader in CAD design software, field data collection, laser measurement, and machine control products for the civil engineering, surveying, GIS, construction, accident reconstruction, and mining industries worldwide, providing one source technology solutions for the entire project cycle. Carlson is headquartered in Maysville, Kentucky, USA. I have been there, to be honest with you, with branch offices in Boston, Massachusetts, the Netherlands, Brisbane, Australia, Ottawa, Canada, and York, England, with resellers available across the globe. Carlson's culture is always on the forefront of adapting and developing new technologies into practical applications while remaining rooted in the down-to-earth industries they serve. Evaluation, development, and support. These key elements are the legs that Carlson stands on, and each of them is directly tied to the people providing. Carlson Software's renowned dedication to customer service is unique in the industry. To find out more, visit carlsonsw.com.
You had a good question on here about pushing boundaries. Like, how do you, and I think that's what you're saying is, do some comics push boundaries? Do you feel like you have to, or how do you dance the line? How do you, when you get close to something like a sensitive topic, how do you deal with it?
And what's the worst that could happen if you go over? What's the worst that could happen? You die.
Somebody.
You get canceled.
In Yuma.
You get canceled. You'll never go to Yuma again.
Yeah, you'll never go to Yuma again. Somebody. So there was a comic named David Lucas, and he did a joke, a George Floyd joke, and all the black people got up and left. And that's terrifying because you don't know if they're coming back or not. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that guy that, oh, they all gone. Are they going to come back? You know? So I just feel like your brain knows. Your brain knows. And you know what you can get away with, because there's a rule in comedy. Equally messed up equals equally funny. So when I tell a joke, so if I say a simple joke, right? A simple joke like I can't hear anything, right? And the doctor goes, "Have you ever tried white noise?" This is what happens when I say that. Y'all go. And if I don't deliver, you can't breathe. Now you don't know what to do, right? If I say, yeah, she told me, he told me about white noise. Let's do it. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
But if I say, yeah, my girlfriend won't shut up. See what I'm saying? Now you laugh and you get to breathe.
Interesting.
That's how jokes work. It's really on the audience. So you don't want to do something that you can't equal out the balance of.
Okay, I see what you're talking. Yeah,
and every word is every word gets you a person to like you. And in this day and age, you don't want people not to like you because there's multiple ways to destroy you.
Yeah.
And anything else, singing, you don't like my voice? That's cool. I don't sing to you all the time.
Sure.
So if you don't like my voice, that's cool. If you don't like my poetry, I don't poet to you all the time. I don't do this. But my jokes are personally me. So if you don't like my jokes, you can fight me because you really don't like me as a person.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what about like, you're not on all the time, right? And let's say, you've got a gig set up and, you get out there and you're just not feeling it, right? Like your brain's not functioning. You're not thinking clearly, things aren't going well. How do you get out of that rut?
So I've bombed a couple of times when I first started.
Ooh, tell us more.
Oh, this is fun. Oh, you're going to love this. Y'all going to love this. I'm telling you. So I started comedy in New Orleans, right? But there's certain types of comedy. So I was around a bunch of white people. So I was doing like Pokemon jokes, right? Pokemon jokes. And I was like 30 almost, right? Yeah. And even though those jokes have evolved, they work now, but they didn't work then. When I went to a black, angry Creole audience. Creole people are angry all the time. And they drink a lot. But I wanted to do the show because I felt like I could do it. This guy comes up and steals the microphone from me, takes it out of my hand, and he starts selling fish.
No way.
Which is the most New Orleans thing you could do.
Crawdads.
Yeah, he just starts selling fish going about 35, 45 minutes. Like he
just has him in his trunk of his car, ready to go.
That's where it was at. And then he came back with a boombox. That's right, y'all. I got a boombox going for 12, 14. For the guy in the bag. All right. It was like, what? And of course, like anybody that bombed, I went home and questioned my life and I cried. So with that, you go, how do you fix that? You look at why you bombed. You look at where you bombed at. And you look at the jokes that you use. Are you serious about that joke? You serious? Your 30-year-old man Pokemon joke? You serious? So a guy told me, write about things that make you cry. If it don't make you cry, it's not funny. So I dug deep into my past and I was crying and I wrote these jokes. I go back the next week and I kill.
Really?
Right? So that's how you get over the funk. First of all, when you're an open micer, you don't care if you bomb. You just care about making the stuff a little bit funnier. But the fact that you got through the jokes is good. Because when you're open micer, just getting through the jokes is good.
Well, the people came to see anybody, and you're just one of those people, right? Yeah.
But once you start getting paid and you bomb, that's a different question.
Yeah.
And I've bombed being paid, but I felt like the audience didn't match me. So it was my fault, of course, because I should have analyzed the audience.
Yep.
And then I developed a system called Run, Laugh, Smile.
Okay.
And that I can do those types of audience because I've looked at enough people and I've developed that style to where all black rooms is animation. And I didn't know that at first. So now that I do all black rooms, I'm highly animated. Because that's what they like. And I run and I move and I smile and they love it because that's the way you have to evolve yourself throughout time when you do this or you'll just bomb.
So you mentioned evolve a couple times and you mentioned jokes evolving.
Yeah.
Talk about that just a little bit. So you tell a joke at one point, maybe early on in your career or something, but you retain that joke. And as you mature as a comedian, it takes on a different look. Is that kind of what it takes on a light. So when you first start, so the Popeyes flavor condom joke, right? Yeah.
It's a joke.
I still don't know what Popeye tastes like.
It tastes great. I chew it right now. It tastes great.
I thought there was going to be like a spinach reference.
I was like a spinach flavored condom. Is that what we're talking about?
I mean, we talking 2-piece spicy white, those jokes. So that's a premise. What I said was a premise for a joke. The premise is funny, but the joke evolves. So at first, I used to tell a joke about going to a strip club, right? And it was, they had a bunch of bullet holes in a stage, and the girls was getting they stilettos caught in them. I was like, she must have on a 36 caliber stiletto or something, and it would start off like that. And then I would talk about like how the place smelled like weed and cocoa butter because it was the poor strip club, and then I would get into the girls, how they had big old booties, and they used to get all on stage at one time and start popping, and I would try to put my one up, but I couldn't. I would start sliding back like the helicopter was pushing me back, right? And then at the end of it, I would talk about like how, I got hungry, and even in the back, there was a Popeyes flavored vending machine. So that would change to that, right? So later, I stopped telling that joke. So it evolved. It evolved into love and embarrassment for men, right? Because I would start the joke off. I would be like, all right, fellas, let's just be honest. Because ladies, I know y'all got y'all thing with y'all breasts. Y'all get mad because they flump down. Nobody cares about that. You got to go buy a bra and judge yourself, and we get that. As men, we understand that. But do you understand that a man rather catch AIDS than buy a condom? Because he has to judge the one thing that he's pride on, right? And I just asked the question to the guys, I say, fellas, who has the smallest penis in this room? And I start holding the mic to people's faces, and nobody will say nothing. So it evolved into that about how you would have to go to a store and embarrass yourself. You'd have to go to like what do they call Walgreens? Yeah, you have to go to Walgreens and they lock them up. Who locks up help? Who locks up people trying to save their own life? Who locks up a man trying to care about himself? So you there's the camera right there, and then you down there looking for them. And they come in all sorts of flavors and sizes and aggressions, apparently. Because I don't want to have an aggressive life. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want it peaceful, And they come in all kind of prices. So see how it evolved? And I start talking about the prices. Yeah. I was like, if a guy gets a $5 6-pack of condom, he don't like you. Yeah. And if he gets a condom that's $26 like Trojan, but most Trojan says for her, girl, you better send me $15 or something so I can buy these condoms. We splitting this cost. You know what I'm saying? So that evolved into that. And then I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just need to go to one of those stores where they sell all the sex stuff, Yeah. And they have all these dolls and stuff. Cool, they ain't buy condoms because it's completely normal, But they have flavors, which I didn't know about. And then I was like, how am I supposed to know what flavor to get? So I guess if I get a white girl, I guess the thing has to be keto because they don't like to gain weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's vegan flavored keto condom. Please just try it out.
Number one seller right there.
Yeah, number one seller. And then I went to like, if it's a Hispanic girl, it's got to be spicy. Yeah. And I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's Tijon. The sprinkles.
That salt or whatever. Yeah.
You put that on it, and then I would say if it's a black girl,
Tahini.
Yeah, Tahini. Yeah. It's got to be Popeyes, and that's how the joke evolved to that. So jokes evolve,
Oh, that's awesome. I never understood like ribbed condoms and like spiked condoms and stuff. I mean, does that really make a difference?
I think you're asking the wrong person.
Am I though?
You're on the wrong end of that,
honey. I haven't used condoms in years. I would never use those things.
But again, it's back to what guys saying. It's like you'd rather risk a health issue than question why it has a texture or not. Like, I don't get it. So, let's roll the dice on gonorrhea this week.
You roll it. You like Googling like updates on VD before you buy a condom. Right? Like, I heard they got a spray for this now. That's cool. Like,
actually, speaking of GIS, do they have STDs on maps now of where flare-ups happen?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say on Mars or something.
If they did, it would be at old folks' homes. It would target all old folks' homes.
I mean, I've heard
every whole.
So you mentioned, you're in some circles that you do some shows at old folks' homes. Like, is that true? Is it really just like a freaking huge gray orgy and like VD spreads like wildfire?
Yeah. And it's funny because like being black, I'm like a commodity because, 60 years ago, you couldn't touch me without going to jail. And now I'm like weed. It's like, oh, weed was so much better when it was illegal. It's like, now I'm just a black version of weed. I don't know if he still has it. He's kind of legal now.
So talk a little bit about the business. What's the business like?
Oh, that's a different monster, man. So that's hard to say. The business is, you got to get messed over a lot to understand. And there's people to help you. There's books. There's a lot of things, but you don't get it. You don't understand it until you feel it. Until you've done 45 minutes for nachos. Oh, like it's a different feeling. So I tell any beginning comic, don't worry about money till about your fifth year. Until you have 10 to 15 minutes, you can go in and out. Every 8 seconds, you can get into the crowd and go back into your material, right? Because therefore you won't get messed over. You could write out little contracts. That's how I write out little contracts and stuff. Hey, you want to do this for this long? This is how much this costs. You have to send me this, right? So you don't get messed over. But it took some time to develop that because you're doing mostly stuff on handshakes and you don't know any better. So the business side is a completely different monster. And the crazy part is comedy is 80% business, 20% joke.
Wow.
Hey, by the way, you're not getting paid for this, right?
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that's clear.
He had a slice of pizza.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we did feed you. So.
I got a slice of pizza out y'all.
What do you think about these guys like Matt Rife, right? I mean, the guy is like skyrocketing right now. And it's all based on what they call crowd work or something.
Yeah.
Like he's just constantly interacting with the crowd. I mean, that's got to be really difficult to do, right?
No.
Or is it easier?
It's easy.
Is it? It's easier. Okay.
Matt Rife is a titty. He's a comedy titty.
Which means
he only has looks. And that's not me hating on Matt Rife, everybody.
Yeah.
I don't hate
He's a handsome guy.
He's very handsome and good looking, but I would challenge 3 ladies to tell me one of his jokes. You can't.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know one Matt Rife joke.
Yeah.
I've watched 2 of his specials.
Yeah.
And the thing about crowd work, okay, yeah, it would be a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
But not really. If you're already fast on your feet.
Sure.
So it's just going from place to place to place to place to place.
Yeah.
I feel like that's lazier.
I was just going to, now that you say that, I was just going to say, yep. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Interesting.
Because I do a little bit of crowd work. I do crowd work.
Yeah.
I like doing crowd. If it was up to me, I'd do a whole special crowd work.
Yeah.
But I want to see if the material lands and does it resonate with people? Do they feel what I'm saying? When I get off stage and when we all leave, I want you to remember that joke till you see me again.
Yeah.
I want you to feel that joke in your heart.
Yeah.
When I talk about kids, people come up to me and they hug me and they laugh and they cry and they go, man, that is the funniest joke I've ever heard about children. Because it's so true.
Sure.
So that's what you want.
Yep.
You want the crowd to come back. Crowd work, it's okay. It's a good thing to do these days to get clicks and views.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely got plenty of those. And then there's other people, following in his footsteps, trying to do the exact same thing as far as crowd work goes. Yeah. But you make a really good point there. I'm like, in some ways, I think you're right. Like it almost would be easier.
Yeah.
It almost would be easier.
Because you're social. If you're already social, back and forth for you is nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you're witty, that kind of comes natural, then
yeah, exactly. Like I don't even know if he does regular comedy. But like all I've ever seen of him is the crowd work stuff.
Exactly. So he does stuff.
Yeah.
And you do feel it, but are you laughing?
Mm-hmm.
He talks about his grandpa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You feel that. Yeah. You respect that.
Yeah.
But every 8 seconds did you get that laughter that you paid for?
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that because I feel like if you're not funny, because if you're not saying something funny, say something emotional to get people to cling to you.
Mm-hmm.
have that underdog. So he's an underdog. This dude had teeth that was so small.
Mhm.
He was biting in between burgers, and now he got a full set of teeth. Did you notice that about him?
No.
Matt Rife had the smallest teeth in history. That's an
Oh,
underdog.
God,
They look
that's
like
awesome.
chiclets in his mouth. That is an underdog story. That dude
Yeah.
was terrible looking.
Yeah.
And now he's attractive.
Yeah.
That's an underdog. People want to know, man, how did you get your teeth to fill up your mouth?
Yeah.
Like, what doctor did that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what work you had done on your nose, and now all of a sudden you're a big megastar.
Yeah.
You know, people want to know how it's an underdog story.
Yeah.
I'm an underdog story. People didn't expect me to live past 5 years old.
Yeah.
You know, people was like, looked at me as a baby, just like, I wouldn't, invest too much time into that child.
Right.
Because he's not going to see that long hair. I'm 42 years old.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
My mom was on crack. My dad was a drunk. My brother was a killer. But look at me.
Yep.
I'm still here.
Yep.
I'm a good dude.
It's a great story.
I don't have no record. I don't, I got a white woman. Like, I'm doing good in life. Like. So.
You check a lot of boxes there, guy.
A lot of boxes. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to know that, like, that underdog story is what you fall for, and those jokes is just more of a cuddle, a hole for you to take home. But you fall in love with the underdog story.
Yeah.
So I think that's why people love him, because he went from looking the way he looked, skinny, scrawny, and now he's like super handsome Chad guy.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people don't like bro. This is new. I don't know if y'all ever heard of this. I just learned this. Bro comedy.
Bro comedy. I have not heard it. No.
Apparently, this is like from the Rogan verse.
Okay.
They have something called the Rogan verse.
Yep.
And all this is bro comedy, and people hate it.
Huh.
Which I didn't know that.
I'll have to look it up. I don't know what it is.
Is that just a white guy has to delivering comedy is bro comedy?
I think it has more of the
material, or how
the dude bro type.
It's like only frat guys think it's funny.
Yeah, thank you. Like the Trevor Wallaces, the Andrew Schultz.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that type of comedy, and I didn't know that was a thing, because I would love to do some bro comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That seems fun.
Well, talk about what we talked about. How some of this stuff evolves. Like, what keeps you energized and motivated? Like, is it, you said you bring yourself to tears, and then that's how you get material. Like, you just wait for another bad thing to happen and generate, or how do you continue to stay motivated and do new material and keep getting out there?
Well, you live. That's the crazy thing. You live every day, and something terrible happens mostly.
Yeah.
And it's not like super terrible, because everybody has a bad day, but it's just hilarious. Like, I'm a diabetic. I find that hilarious that I'm a type 2 diabetic.
You got the thing where you got to put the thing on there.
I want that to tell me how hot I am. Like, I want that. Like, that stuff like that. I find that funny. That I can get a thing on my arm, and tell people, that's my body count. And it's just that. It's just like, you just get these moments in your life that make you want to write about them.
Huh.
So you need things around you.
Yeah.
Like, I got kids that aren't mine that I love and I take care of. I got my kids that don't love me and I take care of. I got
hey, you know what that's like.
I got a girlfriend that loves me and takes care of me, and we love each other to death. And all those things make up so much material. You cannot go a day without writing, especially if you have a full life.
Yeah.
I work at an old folks home. It's hilarious.
There's got to be a ton of content there.
I just can't imagine the stories you can come up with.
Man, these people can fall and pick out where they're going to fall at. I didn't even know that was possible. And the things we consider pain, that's a Tuesday for them.
Does anybody have that? I got to ask this, not to get off topic, but that thing that you see on the video where it's like a thing you wear and then it senses when you're falling, and then it's like an airbag for walking?
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, didn't you see that? Where it's just like somebody falls and then the airbag kicks in and they just kind of bounce. Is that really a thing, or is that
That is really a thing? And they order them. which is even funnier. And
I gotta buy me one of those now.
My thing is, if you break your neck, I'ma laugh because you ordered that.
Right.
It's like the next Clapper.
Yeah,
Remember
like
the Clapper?
Yeah. It's like they have a lot of devices that we give them to track them because the average house is huge. Remember, they paid $1 million, between $600,000 to $1 million for these houses.
And those little community things, right? Okay.
This is more evolved than anything because they have 6 restaurants. They have their own hospital. They have their own bank. They have their own putt-putt. They have their own go-kart. They have their own pickleball. They have 5 swimming pools. They have saunas.
Yeah.
They have all this stuff. And then we, like the people around them, are also a luxury because they don't have to pay for food. They don't have to cook food. Mm-hmm. If they fall, they just press a button and we come running.
And somebody picks them up, takes them to the hospital over here, gets them fixed, and back on.
They don't have to leave.
Yeah.
So they have all these luxuries around them, and it's still miserable, which is so funny.
You had me right up into that point because I'm thinking, at my age, I qualify for some of those places.
Well, actually, you qualify for a lot of those places.
Oh, well, that too.
Oh, you over 55?
Yeah.
You look good. White people age terrible. You look great. Like for real. Like I didn't know that was a thing. How bad they age. I was like, Jesus, why you do that to them, man? Like, but
it's a blessing and a curse.
It is because like you look great, and then I'm starting to notice white people starting to look a lot better. You know, and I didn't know that was going to be a thing. So
testosterone.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is.
So is it like the community of comedians is like a fraternity, like you're all good buddies, or is it like,
or do you all hate each other and talk shit about each other?
Hate each other. We all talk about each other like
no way.
Dogs. And then we do it in each other's faces at open mics so you can understand the hatred I have for you. And then if you're an open micer, I hate you. Go in there and practice your jokes for free while I got to sit there stressed out. They're going to do a gig in front of 400 people and they're going to pay me like $2,000. Yeah. And if I mess this up, they'll never have me back. Go ahead. Go tell your little jokes. Like it's just, I'm a little bit different because I like to see the new people come up and I like to see them, go for they just go for glory. They don't even think.
Yeah.
I love that. They don't have no filter, no line. Yeah. They go boom.
Yeah.
Straight for it. It's offensive. So what? Yeah.
They don't have anything to lose, right?
Yeah.
That makes me question, so comedy's generational, right?
Yeah.
Like there's, your generation and the next generation down, the next generation. Now you got these kids coming up. They're 20 years old. Is their approach to comedy different?
Oh, they're doing it way different.
Okay.
So when I started, right?
Yeah.
You got 10 years, buddy, before you can even be funny. That was from the people back that was training me.
Yeah.
Your facial expressions ain't even right. What's wrong with you? You're telling a sad joke while you're smiling. You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff.
Yeah.
That premise is terrible. That was 22 seconds without a joke.
Huh.
Like you get the mark down as soon as because the people around you wanted you to succeed if they saw something in you. These days, you could see something in somebody, but they got YouTube, they got TikTok. They're like, this is funny for 5 seconds. Woohoo, I'm going to be a millionaire. And that
actually works.
Yeah, and it actually works. They put 10-second, 20-second clips of themselves in all this order, and they got the words going through it, and all of a sudden, they're booked at a top club about to do an hour, but guess what? they don't have an hour.
What's the longest show you've done?
Hour 20.
Ooh,
wow!
But I have 4-hour sets. I have two 2-hour sets that are clean and 2 regular.
Wow!
And that's over 15 years of going out every night, practicing, writing, picking everything up, and making sure it's perfect.
Yep.
That took a long time. These dudes, they don't care about that. They're like, I'm going to be Matt Rife next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to sell out a stadium in my second year.
Yep.
And that's the approach that they're taking. So guys like me, that's just trying to craft up some beautiful stuff.
Yep. Old school.
Yeah, old school.
So you're one of those guys that when somebody says, okay, do comedy and you could just rip off 2 hours right there.
Yeah, I could just do comedy.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
insane.
Yeah, right.
That is insane.
If you put a stage out there right now and got me 5 people, I'd do it. You know?
Insane.
What we got an extra slice of pizza. Maybe that'll see that deal.
So that's the different approach, and I think it's another thing how they know that social media is so different for me, for them. They're young.
Yep.
So they got the hot factor, the young factor.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it, you know?
Yep.
For me, I get on social media like, oh God. You know, like, come on, man, you're 42.
Yeah.
Give it a rest. You know what I'm saying? But I still keep pushing.
Yeah.
Joe's jokes are hilarious, but you're out of shape. You know, like it's all different.
This portion of the program is sponsored by our good friends at Diamondback Land Surveying. Diamondback Land Surveying was born out of a vision. TK having a vision. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
I can't imagine how that could have happened. A vision to create a company that would redefine excellence in the land surveying profession. He can check that box. Definitely. Great seeing him at GeoWeek, by the way.
It was great.
Always good to catch up with TK.
And today they stand proud, having transformed that vision into a reality. Over the years, they have not only shaped the landscape of our industry, but also forged lasting relationships with our cherished clients, supportive friends, and invaluable employees.
Indeed. Looking ahead into the future, it is bright for Diamondback Land Surveying. Of course it is, with TK at the helm. Mm-hmm. They stand poised to embrace new technologies, adopt innovative methodologies, and continue pushing the boundaries of excellence in their field.
Yeah, their commitment to providing exceptional service, fostering long-term partnerships, and leading with integrity remains unwavering. To find out more, visit www.diamondbacklandsurveying.com.
Yeah, well, you grew up in the business and, probably had good mentors, right?
Great mentors.
Early on, and just organically got to the point that you are now. I mean, now with social media and so much information, being available, is there a lot of joke stealing? Does that happen?
A lot of it. A lot of joke stealing happens and you can't do nothing about it.
Yep.
And I've had people steal my jokes and I just write new ones.
Yeah.
And then I write one better than the one you stole.
Yeah.
And you can't, it's hard for me to do my jokes because they come from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are just written out just to be silly.
Yeah.
But the ones about me, you can't steal because they're not about you.
Yeah.
So that's the hard thing. And also the joke stealing, that's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's people that said, like Bill Burr stole from people.
Yep.
And there's a whole thing.
It's your twin.
Yeah, you kind of do look like Bill.
I even got the haircut, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah. All you need is a black girlfriend.
Doppelganger, they call it.
That's right. That's what it is. That's what's missing. That's why I'm not funny.
That's why you're not funny.
God.
You're a black girlfriend.
Sorry, white wife.
Yeah, joke stealing, it's a bad thing because I've seen people get destroyed for it.
Yeah. Cat Williams, he talks about it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Joke stealing is because people, so there's a point where people ask you to borrow a joke. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that. But
interesting.
How do you borrow a joke? They're gonna give it back to you?
Yeah. They just bring it back.
Pay to rent it out?
I write jokes for people.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Do you write for other people?
I write for other people.
Wow.
And they pay me great money for it.
Interesting.
But so my thing is, if I write a joke for you, I have to test it and prove it. Some people could just write the joke and then if it ain't funny, it's on you.
Yeah.
Me, I rather go see if it's funny before I give it to you.
And then do you give somebody a joke and then it's not funny for them, but it was funny for you?
It's about the delivery too, right?
Yeah, I have to teach them how to deliver it.
Yeah. Huh.
Because I'll write act out, move this way.
Yeah.
Say this that way.
Okay.
I mean, there's so much content. Life in general is so fucked up. There's tons to draw from. But if you're going throughout your day and, you experience something and then something pops in your mind, I can write a joke about that.
Yeah.
How do you retain that? Do you have notes on your phone and you just just so you can kind of keep track of those thoughts or?
You keep a notepad. I usually keep a notepad on me or my phone.
Yeah.
I'll just write it down. But you have to realize too, when you do that, the shelf life.
Interesting.
So jokes have a shelf life. So if I sell you a joke, so let's say P. Diddy, right? that has a shelf life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I wrote a ton of P. Diddy jokes.
Oh my gosh.
They are stupid funny.
Yeah.
But you won't know about P. Diddy in a long run. No one will care.
yeah.
So that joke has a shelf life.
Yeah.
Jokes about me are, concrete things like getting older.
Yeah.
Your family, stuff like that. That's forever. You could tell that joke forever. So you want to make sure your shelf life on your jokes add up. You don't want to be like in 2040 talking about P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Remember P. Diddy, everybody?
Right. There, let me set it up for you.
Yeah.
There was a time, and then some crazy shit happened. Okay, now here's the joke.
Yeah. And then you have to do that. I have to do that now.
Right? Yeah,
I'm
because
like-
it happened so fast.
Yeah, it happened so fast. And then, I'm in my 40s. So I have to tell people in their 20s, if you don't know who P. Diddy is, he's a guy that couldn't rap, right? That slept with rappers. So he could contract them because they can rap.
Yeah.
And then everything caught up with him. Right?
He's in the shit right now.
Yeah. Because that's who P. Diddy is. He's just a guy that slept with rappers that could rap because he couldn't rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's like,
That's
oh, P. Diddy lyrics, man, changed my life. Like nobody,
Right.
No.
like that.
Like,
No.
yeah, me seeing him live in 2002 changed me as a
Changed
human.
my heart. But Justin Bieber's like, P. Diddy changed my life, man, for the worse. Where were y'all? Where were y'all at? Like,
Yeah. There's some crazy stuff going on there. I know, for
so,
sure.
so you talked about some stuff on the industry. What's another, or give us any other misconceptions people have about comedians or the industry?
that we funny. Comics are not funny people to hang out with.
Hmm.
The fact that people think that comics, we are not the life of the party. We're the dude that takes the life at the party. That's what we are. We are not funny people. We are
Interesting.
cynical.
Introverts?
Yeah. And we hate humans mostly.
Yeah.
And we hate society. We hate people that can do normal things.
Yeah.
Like a person that can go to sleep at night and have a job.
And have a job.
Like, what? Go to bed? How do you do it? Like,
You ate breakfast
yeah.
every morning?
Yeah, wait. You don't have a DUI. What the? This man don't have a DUI.
Oh,
Like
my
that
gosh.
type of stuff. Like that's the stuff that people think about. Comedians are people that fight mentally
Mm.
to stay in society.
Mhm.
That's why we do comedy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mentally,
Yeah.
I hate everything, but I know I can't be like that to survive
Yep.
in society.
Yeah.
So I have to switch my brain up to make it produce
Yeah.
a life
Yep.
that I can kind of live through. And I have to be friends with people, back to the quote, so I can look at them. Oh, so that's how he functions. Because I hang out with my girlfriend's husbands.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I can't connect with them.
Interesting.
He's like, oh, I'm so happy about my child. He's like on an honor roll. I'm like, what school my child go to? I don't even know what grade my child is in. Like, I don't. Does that make me a bad parent? Like, no, I bought him Jordans, so I know I'm doing good as a parent. Like, I try to justify it. He got DLC on Black Ops 4. Like, I'm trying to justify.
See, that's this particular type of shoe that he just mentioned.
Black Ops?
It's a video game.
DOC? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, DLC on a video. Like, that's how I say I'm a good parent.
Yeah.
Because I don't care if you fail Spanish in school.
Yeah.
All I
Right,
care
right.
about is the fact that you got math, reading, writing down pat.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
I don't care if you fail science. I don't care if you fail PE.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you fail PE, just run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that stuff. So I try to relate to these people, but I just can't. It's just so hard. I don't care about your backyard that you put down flowers.
Yeah.
But these
You
the
want to
ones-
talk about that?
Yeah, the people talk like normal people suck.
Normal people suck.
They're really
That's a
bad.
T-shirt.
That is.
And that right there is another misconception about comics. We try to fit into normal society, and we do the best that we can. Once we get off that stage, we kiss and hug babies, we high five people, and we just want to go to solitude in our house.
Yeah. So, what do you love about comedy, and what do you hate about comedy?
So, what I hate about comedy is comedians. That's because I'm also a booker, so it's booking a bunch of prima donnas while you yourself is a prima donna. Because I don't need to book you. I could do this by myself. You know, like, you got that ego.
Yep.
And the other thing I hate about comedy is the realm of how easy it is for some people and how terrible it is for others. So the girls, they got it on easy mode, man.
Yeah.
Girls can get on stage. I don't like no men, blah, 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 men. I can't stand a man. I wish he would just eat this and shut up. Yeah. So if you tried that as a man,
you'd be canceled.
Bro, you will be canceled. and that's my other biggest thing about comedy, because the new comics, they got all these. I just discovered what this is: punch up and punch down. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Is that like swipe left, swipe right?
Like, I think that's what it is. You know, it's that of comedy. It's just like, oh, you didn't like that joke because I wasn't that joke, so I have to be poor to talk about homeless people.
Oh,
yeah, I have to be gay to talk about gay people. That's weird to me.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. I write a joke so people could laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't say that. Why shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because I'm not that. Well, I got to throw out my trump card. I'm black. Bam, Uno. Like, Uno. Right. Like, here you go. Throw out this Uno black card. I get to talk about whoever I want to, especially rich white people. Yeah. There's it on the back. Yeah. So that's a big thing too. And there's a separate comedy scene for that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. They have their own little thing. You know, all the little people like that. I don't know what to call them. I won't call them comics because they're not doing it from their soul. They're doing it for, I guess, political. I don't know what they're doing it for, to be honest. Because if you're not feeling it, but you're just writing it, what does that mean? So
yeah,
I don't understand that form of comedy.
Yeah, that is interesting,
and I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go, "Oh, that you're trying to stop me from seeing things," and they are. They're trying to stop me, from seeing stuff that I want to have fun with because I didn't live it.
Are you a Dave Chappelle guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care.
His presentation is amazing.
Yeah, he's just amazing at what he does.
Yeah,
and I don't care what people think about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Because I want to be at that level to where you can't cancel me.
Yeah, and that's what I think. He's at a level where
he can try.
Yeah. What does he care?
Yeah. Well, it's like Rogan too. Like, you can try to cancel him.
He's gonna sell out.
Yeah.
There's too many people that like him.
Yeah. Exactly.
People don't understand. You get 1% of the population on your team, you'll never be cancelable. You'll sell out shows.
1% of the population.
That's all you need is 1% of the population.
What do you think, Sean? Can we do that? We're trying.
I think they can.
We're trying.
I think they can.
How many comedians do you think have gotten 1% of the population? How many think that?
That's a good one.
What percentage of comedians get to that level?
Bill Cosby. Like, to that level. Sam Kinison.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So like a tenth or 100th of 1% actually get to that point where
I hate to say it, but Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan.
Me neither.
Sam Kinison. That guy is.
Sam Kinison was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, how do you even describe his comedy? I mean, he's a genius, but he's like a demented genius.
It wasn't more of his jokes because his writing was great.
Yeah. So
I got a friend like Sam Kinison. His name's Greg Snide. And he has this voice because he used to be a preacher. Sam Kinison used to be a preacher.
Oh, like his fluctuations and the way he's able to do that.
That voice.
Yeah.
You know, and you look at a Sam Kinison show, first of all, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
There's a band that's going to come out. They're going to be famous, right? It's going to be like Aerosmith or something, like Metallica. He's going to sing with them. He's going to sound better than the singer, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then, like, the thing he used to do with the phone was so crazy. He'd make you call your girlfriend that cheated on you or something.
Yeah.
That is a connection that is so deep with an audience.
Yeah.
That's hard to get to.
Yeah.
nobody's gonna connect like that. So like, I'm never gonna like call your girl. You know, like, get on Instagram. Like, you know, I gotta type it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Show me the text at 2
Yeah.
a.m.
Like he was just incredible like that.
Unbelievable, that guy.
Yeah, it's just like what was his name? The dude that was real political. The one that did the words you can't see on TV.
Oh, George Carlin?
George Carlin.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like Andrew Dice Clay?
I like the fact that he exists.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us Eddie Griffin. Without Eddie Griffin,
Yeah.
there would be no. I mean, without Andrew Dice Clay, there'd be no Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
And he gave him like that was crazy because he was 9 months in, dude. A headliner. I won't look at you if you 9 months in.
Yeah,
you just starting. He was 9 months traveling with Andrew Dice Clay, and that's when Andrew Dice Clay was. I don't know the word for it. At his whitest, like populist, like
At his peak.
Yeah, at his peak, like they'd be sea of white people, higger digger, like he come out with some trash movie, Brain Smasher, white people in a bus.
Yeah.
You want to see Andrew Dice Clay, and I think that the fact that he gave a brother, especially back then, a chance.
Yep.
That right there, I mean, he's an amazing person.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, when I was, I think we're the same age. So when I was a kid, the crazy ones was Andrew Dice Clay and
Cheech and Chong.
No, but I was also I couldn't listen to it, but I tried on a bootleg was Two Live Crew.
Oh yeah,
because that shit was just.
I know every lyric to Two Live Crew.
I knew you would.
I was singing that when I was like 5-6 years old. I actually put a Two Live Crew tape into a Teddy Ruxpin. Which is it made Teddy way more down.
Right. That's awesome. What else? We got to be respectful of your time.
You got a job to get to.
Yeah. What else you got? Anything?
Well, I mean, I want to talk for hours.
Eddie Murphy fan?
Yeah, I like Eddie Murphy because
he existed.
He existed, first of all, and second of all, his voice was incredible.
His laugh,
can sing, he can
laugh.
His jokes were funny.
Yeah,
and he gave you the whole package.
Yeah.
I think singing, jokes, and like dancing, when you put all those together.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much dancing, but back in the day, they come out dancing and singing, and you're like a triple threat. You can sing and tell jokes. I mean, that's amazing. You can play instrument, tell jokes. Right. And I don't mean like the dude that gets up and with the ukulele and start. That's annoying. I mean, the dude that you don't expect to pick up a piano or like start playing, and you're like, wait, where this came from?
Right.
Or you give him a guitar, he starts riffing. Like, that's crazy.
What about smashing watermelons? That funny?
Wasn't he like really political, and then he like smash a watermelon?
Yeah.
What was his name? Gallagher?
Yeah, Gallagher. Yeah.
That's crazy.
He had a good run.
Yeah, he did have a good run. So is there any recordings of this jazz ensemble that you were single for that we can get our hands on?
No.
Are you on Spotify?
A long time ago.
Wait, you tell me there is no tape?
He's on
no anything. What was the name of the group? What was the name of the group?
I'll tell you this. My brother, he played, my other brother, not the killer. I got another one that's 66 now.
Yeah.
He played forever, right? He still plays the trumpet, right? And he told me he still has a tape from back when we were going. So if I can get that tape, you know what? I would love to send it to y'all.
It's on Napster. Now I am aging myself.
Yeah, yes. You would try to download Napster right now, and your computer will explode.
Yeah, I wanted to be an R&B singer so bad, man. I saw all those people.
You got a great voice, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Montico and all these guys, and I thought that could be me one day. Just a bunch of girls and Baby Earl all on myself. I'd be singing into the microphone. Like I wanted to be LB Sure, but my eyelash, all this don't connect up here.
Yeah,
LB, he had the whole connection right here, so he was a good singer.
Yeah,
and I just never had that I feel like the voice thing, when you sing, it's mostly, you're just trying to get through the gig. But I never had the full passion because I was more, I want the girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want the girls and I want the baby oil and I want the Cadillac from the 80s. And I want to do weird dance moves with my shoulders. Just all these guys are so good, because like I love Keith Sweat, but his voice was nasally, and I liked Johnny Gill, but Johnny Gill danced like a 9-year-old acrobat. Like this dude was amazing. I couldn't even pay attention to the song. I'm up there like holding up stuff 9.5, Johnny. I mean, why are you not in the Olympics, bro? And I thought that's what you needed to get to that place of upper echelon of singers.
Sure.
And I was, like I said, I was friends with a guy that brother was Montico. If you don't know who Montico is, he was a great singer back in like the 90s.
Yeah. So
they would sit up there and try to practice and watch all his videos.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
the singing thing didn't work. I like comedy better.
Yeah.
So where do you see it going from here? What's the future look like for you? Keep writing, keep doing shows.
Keep writing, keep doing shows. I'm going to do my special in 2 months.
Nice.
Tell us about that.
It's called Flavia Funny. It's after my mama.
Okay.
My mom's name was Flavia. So I'm gonna name it. I'm gonna name it special after I name it Flavia Funny because she was hilarious.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I want to dedicate that to her. And after that, I think I just do to me. I don't really care. I care about money, but like if I could do 300 seaters till the day I die, and some old lady come up to me, smacking her knee and say, "I never get hit this knee, but with you up there, I feel great and I feel fine. If I could do that for the rest of my life, I'm happy with that."
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think you're easy to connect with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like a level of comfort there that kind of draws you in sincerity. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. 100%. Are you going to ask him the question you ask every single guest? 211 episodes so far.
I think I have to.
You should.
Okay. We asked this for everybody.
All right.
Do you have a mantra that you live by?
Basically, it's success. Keep practicing because success is like opportunity. That's my mantra. Like the more you practice and you get the opportunity, you're going to get it. Because you got to be. You can't sit there and be like, "Yeah, this is going to happen one day." You got to go after it, and then when it happens, be prepared for it. So preparations equal opportunity. That's your equation for success.
Ooh, let me get that one there. Preparations equal opportunity. What'd you say?
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Anything else you want to get out there, Guy?
If anyone listens,
how can people find you?
How can they find you, or what can they find your special, or what? How do they connect with you?
So I'm gonna have my special. First, I'm gonna sell it. So I'll have a link for that. But you can find me on Instagram. I'm really heavy on Instagram.
Yep.
And it is Stand Up Guy 1982.
Gotcha. Stand Up Guy 1982. Be sure to give him a follow.
Absolutely.
Please
Lots of good stuff there. And if you're in Arizona, do not miss an opportunity to see Guy Hanna.
Thank y'all so much.
Yep. Thanks, Guy. That was awesome. Appreciate you being here. All right. Adding value, making new friends.
I believe we checked that box, my friend.
Once again, 212 times. If anyone would like to be a guest on a future show, shoot us an email at info@thegaholics.com. Gary Clark Jr., Come Together, available everywhere. Until next time, everyone, these are my takeaways. Normal people suck. Get some Popeyes flavored condoms for your next party. Preparation equal opportunity. Be flavor funny. Most importantly, be safe and healthy.
That was fun.
Got to